Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in the question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to MOTN Top 10, where we take a look at pop culture's most poignant talking pieces and we count down our favorites. I'm of course your host Mike G, and with me for this countdown is a poignant poinsettia, the rose that grew from concrete, Winter Trash Monk the Thizzard.
What's up, everybody? It is Winter here, Trash Monk the Third, Trash Monk, coming at you at the trash bunker, filled with chicken noodle soup, filled with shredded pork, and filled with coffee, ready to go.
Are you ready to let it rain and let it drop? And
let it rain
and let it drop. Chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup. Yeah, I just aged myself a lot with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my grandma knows that.
Your grandma was busting the chicken noodle soup, though? She was doing the dance moves?
I'm just saying you're old.
Okay. Okay, non-boomer. What has time ravaged?
Go play with your Legos, old man.
Go play with your Legos, old man.
I had Legos.
That's fine, bro. That's okay. Age gracefully. Speaking of
age till you're 35 and
stop counting.
Just head right towards the sun, folks.
Just walk into the ocean at that point because it's over. Oh, that's depressingly awesome. Speaking of things that are awesome and depressing, we're doing our best and worst video games of 2019. It's been a hell of a year, and me and Winter have some poignant. I've been using that word a lot. This podcast is stuck in my brain. We have poignant. We have our choices. Ponat. That sounds too close to something else.
Sound what?
I'm not going to say. We're a good, clean PG-13 podcast.
You hear that, folks?
Peggy 16. So how this usually goes is that we both pick 5. I pick 5 of my favorite games of the year, and Winter picks 5 of his worst games in the year, and that will equal out 10 choices. And by the end, we will be able to go over my choice for my favorite game of the year and Winter's choice for his worst game of the year. Mm-hmm. And that will make our beautiful top 10 grow into a giant monster that will smash Angel Grove City. What did you feel about this year's gaming output in general, Winter?
I don't know about you, but it seems like there was a lot of stinkers this year.
This was a rough year for a lot of people, man.
And not just stinkers, but there was also games that were like, I'll eat it even though it's like Brussels sprouts. That type of feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was
a quick thing before we go to the list. I wrote my gaming list and I left it on my desk, but thankfully I sent my mom a picture of a book that a young person bought me before they left. Or not bought, but they took. It made them think of me. Oh. I want you to guess what the book is, and in the background of the photo is my list.
Awesome. See how you just mementoed yourself into this episode, my man.
But guess what the book is?
Winter Trash Monk the Third. What kind of book would what kind of book would a youth think he would like? Sun Tzu's Art of War.
No, Bill Cosby's Childhood.
Wow, I would have never guessed that, man. That's not that's stacking the deck, as it were. the unanswerable questions, like why, just that word. I hope you can bear with my accent this episode. Oh man, that's a joke for 0.5 people. You ready to hit this list?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So, my number 5 favorite game of the year. Number 5 is kind of like it's a game that I played a ton this year. And my just to kind of pre-reference my list is based off of games that I played, not necessarily industry standard best games. So I would rather talk about games that I experienced versus put games on the list that I didn't touch. You know what I mean? So it makes it a bit more earnest, my direction. So this is definitely a game I've been playing since April of this year, 2019, and that game was, of course, Mortal Kombat 11. Possibly the best looking fighting game ever made. The graphics in it are just insane. The motion capture is on another level, man. This game is just beautiful to look at. It had a great story mode, and the fighting was very hit or miss for a lot of people. Yeah. But I tended to like it because it was a bit more measured and paced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looked good. I never played it. It looked fantastic, actually. Keeping with the classic Mortal Kombat thing of like how far can we go with the gore factor.
It gets crazy in this game. Yeah.
To the point of that you're desensitized to the normal part of the gore, I would say.
Fun fact about this game is that the developers actually had to go to therapy because to research the amount of gore, they had to actually look at real cases of dismemberment and things of that nature. And so they just were like mentally scarred making this game because it's getting so realistic.
I thought we were making Spyro.
I thought we were making Knack 3. Next thing you know, someone's ripping their own face off. You have to see the viscera, Doug.
Fatality.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat 11 definitely makes my number 5 list because it's just a damn good game I'm still playing to this day. What's your number 5 worst, my man?
Number 5.
Worst.
So I'm going to go, you probably have never heard the title of this game, but if I said the sinking, like a ship sinking city, would you know what I'm talking about?
I kind of know what you're talking about. Is that the game based on H.P. Lovecraft?
Yes, that's one of the 2 H.P. Lovecraft games. I believe Call of Cthulhu came out.
Yep, that's the other one. Cthulhu.
Came out this year as well, but the Sinking City came out after it, and it is not good. It makes me actually sad, to be honest with you.
Really?
With like the source material is so good, and we only get these type of games, which it's a borderline like those mystery games that you buy from Staples for $10 or something.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Only it looks like there's a little bit more action in the Sinking City and all that. It's like L.A. Noire. There we go.
Yeah, and from my recollection of the game, the graphics weren't all that good. I hear it didn't have a strong ending, so yeah. I also have never touched the game, but didn't look that hot to me, so I can't fight that one at all.
And it still boggles my mind. Like, if any fans know why this is, that H.P. Lovecraft games seem to not be good.
Just no one wants to put money into them, man. They always have kind of like, they're not AAA, they're not B, they're like C.
Right, but it's got so much potential. Like, you could do like the people from Dawn or Until Dawn could do like a Cthulhu thing, or you could branch off and try to connect all the stories into a one game. I don't know. It's just very unfortunate, and I wish that people would do better with the source material.
Dude, the last good Cthulhu-based game was like Eternal. What's that game on Nintendo 64? I don't
know.
What was it called? Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. Someone's gonna tell me later, but yeah. It was the game where you have a madness meter, and the game starts glitching out based on your madness meter.
Okay. I think I might know.
It's like it goes throughout time, and there's like a Roman general who comes across like Cthulhu stuff.
Oh yeah, Time Splitter.
And goes mad. Oh, Time Splitter is awesome. Shut up. But it'll come to me. But yeah, too bad. Too bad, so sad. Wasted potential.
Okay.
Man. I guess we hit our number 4 then, right?
Number 4.
Number.
Good.
Good. Sounds like you're squirting ketchup out of the bottle.
Good.
I'm not going to get that out of my head for a while. Speaking of ketchup, we have more talks of blood and mud. Because I got to play probably one of the best games of the year on a lot of people's lists, and that is the remake of Resident Evil 2. Oh my goodness, there was a lot of doubt when this was announced, because remaking a game and having to be true to the source material, being true to the original feel of the older game is really, really hard to do, because, it's hard to capture what people's thought of a game was and nostalgia of a game was, and something completely new. Now, if they just remastered it and gave it like an HD up bump, that's one thing. But Capcom decided to build the game from the ground up with a new engine, new combat system, new kind of art direction, and it's just perfect. The game is just damn near perfect. It doesn't have the zapping system, but it has something very similar where you play different campaigns that tell the full story of that night in Raccoon City with Claire Redfield and Leon Kennedy. And they just remixed so many things, the Mr. X experiences, the different like stats that go into zombie kills. It's just, I can't find any flaws with it. And I played that game until my fingers literally bled. It's really cool. Not literally, but my nails started to hurt a little bit. So I had to stop. That's kind of close. But yeah, Resident Evil 2 Remake, man. That's my number 4 best game of the year. It's amazing. Simply amazing, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 2. I just wanted to do that. Any thoughts on Resident Evil?
Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil, the franchise that's going to be around until the end of time.
Forever.
Forever. And they did an interesting thing where they're not necessarily... Or actually, we could describe this as the first... Well, I don't want to say the first, but it's a game. It's like a good example of like gaming's version of a reboot. You know,
100%.
Where they're just updating the graphics. It's like if George Lucas was a game designer. Is that a good illustration?
Kinda, yeah. Because when you say that, it makes me think of like the Star Wars special editions where he went back in and boosted and it would be more like if J.J. Abrams decided to just remake A New Hope and did it like now with his own style but tell the same story. That would be a closer kind of to what this actually is, because this isn't like a graphical up boost. It's a completely new game, just set to the same story, you know? Ugh, George Lucas. They could be friends. Yeah. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. What's your number 4, man?
Number 4. Worst. Number 4, I'm gonna do some number trickery here, because this game was supposed to be released in December. December 22nd of 2018. But if I recall correctly, it was postponed until January. And that is none other than the game made by Project Arc people called Atlas.
Tell me about this game, because the name rings a bell, but I don't.
So, this is how Winter heard about it. I was watching... What?
Nothing. I'm just exaggerating.
Oh.
I don't.
This is how Trash Monk heard about it. I was watching, not at E3, and they did a little like cameo sort of thing of like, look at this game. You can be pirates. What? There's dragons. What? There's like, it's a fantasy pirate game, and you can craft stuff. It looks like you can create your own ship. You can go build quests. Like, this is what I thought that one pirate game was gonna be from Rare.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, it had so much potential.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, yeah.
Yeah, which people still play apparently.
Which was on our list last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because yes, for some reason every year there's another pirate game that's supposed to come out next year. Hopefully, it's gonna be better. But this was
crossed.
supposed to be an MMO type thing.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, this is great. And I look online, it's like $30. I'm like, okay, I'm going to purchase it. But you know what? My friend, we're going to just call Losha. Yeah.
Robert Losha.
Robert Losha. Told me, no, don't do it. The company's terrible. Just wait until the game comes out and then pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, okay. And I wait. And then the company goes, we're sorry. The game, the game's not ready for launch yet. And then a bunch of other stuff came out where it was buggy. It was the first game that I saw that just had like straight up negative reviews. There was nothing positive. A lot of people were also upset that it felt like Project Arc wasn't officially released yet, if I recall. So, and they were releasing another game already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was all a little scummy. And it was just unfortunate because I really got my hopes up for this game because I like the idea of your friends building a pirate ship and go terrorize other people on a server.
Yeah, it's kind of like it reminds me of that one space game,
Eve.
Eve Online. Yeah.
Like, see, that's what I would like. I would like to see that happen, but unfortunately, it's not in the cards.
It still wasn't meant to be.
Right.
Oh well, build me up, Buttercup, right? Games like that where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have all these features, kind of like a No Man's Sky kind of situation, and you're like, yeah, don't buy that, man. And your friend saying that reminded me of a game I would have put on my worst game, even though I'm hearing it's a decent game. It's Borderlands 3. It's like, the company's horrible, man. Don't give them money. Just wait it out.
It's not the company. It's just one guy from the company.
He's the face of the company, man. Yeah. Get him out of there and I'll reconsider. I'm still waiting that game out. It's like $40 right now. I'm waiting. Once it gets down to like 20, it'll be in there.
That's number 4 on the worst.
The worst. Ew.
Now, number 3, right?
Number 3, right.
Number 3.
Good. Exactamundo. Body. I'm kind of cheating with this one because it didn't come out in 2019, but I played it in 2019, so I'm counting it on my list. And if this doesn't count, Winter, I will let you be the aggregator. And I do have an honorable mention I can sub in to the spot, but I'll let you be the judge. And that's because this year I finally was able to take the deep dive into the Nintendo Switch. And I got to play a game that people have been talking, people have been talking about forever, and I played it, and it was number 3 on my list of games of this year, and that's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, man. That is a video game, as people would say. It's just so immersive, man. Like the second you start playing, you're playing as Link in this new weird world. It's not easy. Nothing is easy in that game. It's all a challenge. You have to like face the elements, and he gets cold and he gets hot. You have to feed him. It's like a damn Tamagotchi.
Okay.
It's literally like Skyrim, but for Zelda. You just go. The game doesn't tell you where to go, right? You just kind of walk around. As soon as you wake up, you're just like, all right, I'm going to go in that direction, and that'll take you somewhere. You'll start, an adventure in that direction. So I guess I got to double back and then go that direction. And it just so organically tells the story of itself, kind of like in a weird Dark Souls way, where, they don't tell you what the story is. You kind of piece it together through events, you know what I mean? And through objects and items. And I really had a blast with it. It was probably one of my favorite Nintendo games since, Metroid Prime. That's been a while. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, man. Have you played any Zelda games? Are you familiar with The Legend of Zelda, Link, Ganondorf, all that?
I've played a few Zelda games. Not necessarily my cup of tea.
Tea, what?
But I know there's a lot of women that play it, so I like it.
What does that mean?
Moving on.
What's your worst game, man?
We're on number 3.
Number 3. Oh my god,
Like
I can't with you, man.
Okay, let me get my photo back. Okay, we've done Sinking City. We've done Atlas. Okay, so 3. I'm now going the route of these are games that are number 3 is a particular game that people have played with friends and went cool type thing. And or they start scratching their heads and it kind of reminds them of another game that they played called Left 4 Dead. This is none other than the game that came out this year titled World War Z.
Oh. Did they ever fix that?
No, I don't think so. So another example of great premise, terrible execution, and game's already been done.
Yeah, because this game has been trying to come out for a few years, right?
Well, it definitely did come out. Like, I remember seeing Funhouse play it, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is certainly Left 4 Dead territory that we're seeing right now. Folks.
Yeah.
Like, to the point of, you couldn't even... It's only third person, and yeah, anyways, not to get into it too much, but World War Z looks like it's fun with a group of people, but when I hear people say that, that means that it's it's a party game type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like an excuse that kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Now, is that, there's a lot of games out there where they're just better played with people. You know what I mean? MMORPGs, sports games, fighting games. Now, some games just raw focus on that multiplayer side of things and don't provide a single player experience. Does World War Z forego a single player experience, or is it just raw MMO?
I remember just playing a demo of it with a group of people, and we played it together, and we all just said, well, it's fun with friends, but I could see this would get boring if I'm by myself.
Yeah. I had that problem recently with FF14. I tried jumping back in, but without like a free company, the game isn't the same. It's kind of boring playing it by yourself, you know? So I totally feel that, man. I super feel that. Man. Dude. We're on number 2 already. This is going...
Number 2. Good. Take it away.
Take it away, Jack. My number 1 and number 2 I've been screaming about on this podcast for the last year, which you probably can guess between the 2 games that I'm going to be talking about. But for those who are listening this to the first time, my number 2 is Devil May Cry 5. Yeah. I listen to the soundtrack almost every day at work. I think about the gameplay and the story. 3 playable characters, Nero, Dante in the new V, the story mode, the graphics, the silky, buttery smooth combat, the reward system based on Super 6 styles, the revamp of a franchise that was long thought dead, man. Like, Devil May Cry was fried chicken, dude. It was finished. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks cool.
And they brought it back, man. They brought it back and possibly made the best game in the entire series.
Easy there, Jack.
It is. It's better than... 3 is a great game. Devil May Cry 3 is great, but this game just takes that and amplifies it to 12, man. Everything is pitch perfect. The music is pitch perfect. It's just a whole lot of what you want out of a Devil May Cry game. And I highly recommend it to anybody who likes those kinds of games. It's the funnest thing on the planet. Like, I may play it again before the end of the year. just because it's just so fun, so much fun to play and revisit and relearn and get back into the combo system. And it's just a blast, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. So me being a Devil May Cry mark, this was fighting for number one, but a game came out very late in the year that took my number one, but I'll talk about that later. Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
If they made a movie.
Oh, that's weird. If they made a movie, finish your sentence, man.
No, I ended it.
That was it?
If they made a movie.
It would be real dumb. And
well, would you rather have a Devil May Cry TV show or movie?
TV show all the way. It's just, when it comes to Japanese properties, they will never work just as a movie.
Have Jared Leto play the main character.
Fine. He'll play Dante. I don't care. No, it's too much. All Japanese style, narratives are always just way too much.
But it would be a Netflix, so they can explore the craziness.
That's what I'm saying. You list any Japanese game and you give it a 10 episode run. 10 episode run on Netflix will be excellent.
Super Mario.
Yep, it'll work. They'll figure it out.
A dark, seedy Super Mario, like it's in the Riverdale universe.
Oh, geez, I don't want that at all.
Give Lane Pipe 2 different meanings.
Oh, you're on it today, man. What's happening, man? What's happening?
I am full of food.
Are you over there eating super mushrooms over there, man?
Hey, man, we all got hands.
Did you know that your eyes aren't real?
Okay.
What's your number two? Man?
Worst.
Ew, not good.
Worst.
That sounds like you're throwing up.
Yeah. So, this is a little hard here. I have 2 left on my list. And I think I'm going to for the sake of being revolutionary, I'm gonna, whatever that means, I'm gonna have 2 as Anthem.
Dang, you're really setting the world on fire with that decision. If that's number 2, I can't wait to hear your number 1.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Anthem, the little game that tried.
Oh, did it though? Did it try? Did it though?
Have you ever thought about Destiny 2 and went, we need another Destiny, but not called Destiny? Here we have Anthem.
Anthem is the biggest.
The little Destiny that was not predestined to live.
Like in a world where Fallout 76 still exists, Anthem is worse than Fallout 76. How is that possible? How do you do that?
I don't know. It's a game that I have a feeling if they ever make a Netflix series of game failures, Anthem will be on it. Because I remember there was an E3 where they were like promoting it, like this is gonna revolutionize gaming or something like that. And then it revolutionized how quickly games can be like wiped off the face of the earth.
Man, okay, it's 2020, right? E3, okay. PlayStation Big Show, Anthem 2.
Yeah, it's a big show.
It's the big show. They premiere Anthem 2. Are you hype?
There's no way they're gonna do an Anthem 2.
No. It's the PS5 though. It's brand new graphics.
We
learn our lessons.
Did Anthem first have been shot outside.
No, it's the kids of the people who made Anthem 1.
I would not be hyped. I'd go like PlayStation has lost its mind.
Can you imagine? Anthem, and then fades in from behind the wording to PS5 exclusive.
It's a long way to the top. Anthem 2 just like people on jetpacks.
Yeah. It's just that scene from Deadpool 2 where they jump out of the moving plane and they have like
Ryan Reynolds as Anthem, as the Titan or whatever they're called.
Ryan Reynolds is the Anthem. And it's just jetpacks and broken like loot systems stuff.
Yeah. It was unfortunate. They could have. They didn't have the backing of what Destiny 2
they had infinite backing, dude.
No, I'm saying it didn't have
infinite backing, dog.
It did not have the backing that Destiny had. That's what I'm saying.
It didn't have the personnel that Destiny had.
Yeah, it didn't have like the weird crossover of like Halo like the Halo company making it.
Dude, they put in the flight system 3 months before the game launched.
Yeah,
and that was their biggest selling point. They didn't know what they were doing with that game. It's really depressing, like that entire endeavor, man. BioWare, man. BioWare, man. I'll talk about that with my number one.
Bloatware, man. Okay.
Bloatware. This was a podcast episode. Number one. Good. I'm stealing that for a future podcast name. It's gonna be Bloatware Presents Anthem. I love it. Speaking of BioWare, man, my number one came in like a thief in the night, Doug. BioWare. It came in and stole my heart because Devil May Cry 5 was my number one game. No matter what, it was just, okay, Devil May Cry 5 is gonna be. And I've been thinking about this since August. Like, yeah, Devil May Cry 5. But then a little game called The Outer Worlds came out and just blew my brains out the back of my skull, dude. Like, this game was everything I've missed in like that Xbox, PS2 era RPG, BioWare, Knights of the Old Republic 2 era, Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, Fallout era, where it's just like good writing, good gameplay, interesting characters, you build bonds, you can do literally whatever you want in this crazy world, and there's contingencies and voice acting, and it was my kind of game. Immediately playing it. And I was like, yeah, I'm right back there. It feels great. It's the best feeling game I've played all year.
Outer
Worlds, man. This game is
now.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or are people not talking about? Is Outer Worlds going to be releasing DLCs?
I don't know, because the game was, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. The game had really no kind of external, I would say, presence outside of itself. There wasn't any kind of like pre-purchase items. There wasn't any microtransactions. There wasn't any like loot boxes or anything. There wasn't any kind of post-press about the game. There wasn't any, well, if you sign up now, you'll get this elite jacket or anything. It was just a video game and it's enclosed into itself. And I haven't heard anything about like DLC or extended campaigns or anything. And that kind of hurts it. Like, I've been pretty staunch about my ideas about like people kind of bleeding people out of money.
Yes.
But with this
I hear about your ideas every time before we record. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just start yelling and Winter just sits there quietly and waits for me to stop. It's really disturbing. Mm-hmm. But in this case, this game could use a little extra love. It could use like another campaign or something like that. I just hope that they're hard at work at Outer Worlds 2. That's my biggest worry, is that I hope this game just doesn't be a flash in the pan. I hope it did well. Like, honestly, I don't even know how it did financially, but I hope it did well enough to earn a sequel. I would love to see this on PS5 or the Xbox X.
Xbox X.
No, it's not the X. It's the Xbox Series X, and they're calling it the Xbox X.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Get ready for some hot trash. Number one.
Spicy trash.
So this is the one dear to my heart. And it's an interesting one because it's a piece of trash that I consume on a daily basis. It is a game where I have to, it personally is the top of the pile of, we take this crap every year and we pay our $60 to do it, as well as the people who get the deluxe package or the people who paid the battle pass for it, folks. It is but this year seems to be the worst of the worst because it has created, I think the main reason why a lot of these issues have happened is because of the cross-platform game that it is.
What is this?
This is none other than Modern Warfare, folks.
Oh, I haven't touched this, man. So This made your absolute worst game of the year?
Yes. Here's why. There are people paying $60 for a game that will crash on you. That's the thing. You are paying $60 for a game that will not just crash on you once or twice, but multiple times. And the community that you tell this to, if you talk to players over the mic, are going, you just need to buy a better computer. But you go online and you read it crashes on me. And what you have to do is put all the settings on low. And I'm pretty sure this is just for AMD people or not. And you have to restart installing the shaders every time you play.
That sounds like a pain in the ass.
Until they fix it. And this game has been out for months. And what happens is that people will figure out a way to go by their day. And they still not only play it, but they spend money on the battle pass, people.
Because it's that Modern Warfare, man. They're programmed.
Because we are addicts. We like our guns to go boom, boom, and look pink and something because we... Blah, blah, blah. Okay?
I can see you feel strongly about this topic, my man.
Because I still play it. I played it till 3 o'clock on Friday night. Okay?
Dude. Here's... This year is the first of years where gamers are actually starting to stand up to these kinds of shenanigans.
Yeah.
You know, like, people, like Bethesda thought they could just put out Fallout 76 in whatever shape it was, and people would just eat it up because of the name, right?
Yeah.
But no, it was heavily rallied against. Anthem. EA thought we're EA. We're putting out this kind of weird game. People are just going to eat it up because we're EA. No, people refused it. And Modern Warfare, for as much news as it gets, apparently it's just trash. It's literally trash. Like, they put out a bad product.
Well, but the problem is the game itself is, I like it. I like if you can get into a match, it is fun for a brief period of time because you know it's going to crash on you. It's just unfortunate that this game that is, I want to say, kind of in the groundbreaking realm where I can not only play cross-platform, but I can friend somebody on Xbox and I can play PC and we can both play the same match together and talk to each other without having to use Discord, but use the same program. I think it's great in that aspect, but it is a glaring example of how much like abuse gamers could take.
Yeah.
I don't want to say abuse. I want to say how much garbage gamers will eat because it's got the Call of Duty logo on it or it's got the Halo logo on it. That's all I got.
I hear you, man. And I get the frustration, dude. Like,
yeah,
a lot of
I'm probably going to play it after we're done.
Yeah. It's rough, man. I've been very picky with kind of my game selection this year. Like, don't have a lot of money, so don't buy a lot of games like I used to as a kid. But
yeah,
it's like I'm not putting up with that mess anymore. Like Borderlands is like one of my favorite franchises, but it was nonsense around it. So I was like, I'm not supporting that. You know what I mean? Like, right. Fallout. I'm a huge Fallout mark. I'm literally looking at my bobbleheads and my Nuka Quantum and my lunch tin and my, Vault 76 jacket. Like, I'm a big Fallout fan, but I'm not putting up with that nonsense, dude. And fans shouldn't have to be subjugated to trash just because they feel a need to scratch an itch.
Right.
And these games do scratch an itch, but the companies are getting lazier in their production of these games, and it hurts everyone.
It's garbage.
Garbage, Doug. You want to do You want to do an honorable mention? Do you have one? Do you got an honorable mention?
I put Apex Legends on there.
You want to talk about Apex Legends for a quick sec?
No. I don't need hate mail. Okay.
Okay. Hey, man, you already put Modern Warfare. If you're gonna get any hate mail, it's because of that.
No.
Yeah, man. All right. I have one honorable mention. It counts, but it doesn't count. And it's Monster Hunter Iceborne. Because it did come out this year, and it's an expansion.
Yeah.
But it's still a game that almost had #1 last year. So that's my one honorable mention. Iceborne is awesome. There's one game that you mentioned before we recorded. Did you want to talk about that game?
What game did I mention?
Death-stranding.
Oh. Yeah. The reason why I didn't put on the list is because I personally haven't played it or seen any of the gameplay of it. So I couldn't necessarily back it, but I do feel like it kind of went with a whisper, like that. Like someone blew out the flame of Death Stranding.
Yeah, it's a polarizing game, man. Mm-hmm. Either you love it or you hate it. Apparently, I haven't touched it, so I didn't put it on my list. But right. It's a polarizing game, and Kojima is gonna do what Kojima does. He's making a horror game next. Super excited. Hopefully, it's not too weird. But with Kojima, you never know, man.
Turned out that we're the monsters.
Between the place, I know you're more of a PC guy, but are you looking forward to this new generation, this new decade, this new year when it comes to video games?
Not really. I mean, I don't. There's not a game yet that I'm really looking forward to spending money on, except for completing the Master Chief Collection once they get all that taken care of. Type of stuff. Yeah. But there's nothing really that makes me go, ooh, buy that. I'm more inclined to maybe like invest in maybe some Roll20 stuff or
some tabletop stuff, man. Yeah, man. This next coming up year is going to be a big year for gaming because we're going into a new console generation.
Yeah. And
usually my criteria of buying a console is if it has that killer app, so to speak, that one game where it's like, yeah, I cannot not have this system, not play this game. That's usually how I make my initial decision on, Xbox, Nintendo, or Sony. Right. So with this new console generation, I'm just very curious to see what Sony brings to the table because, the new Xbox was just announced at the Game Awards recently, and everyone knows PS5 is a thing, but we haven't really seen much of anything about it. So I'm just really curious to see what E3 is going to look like this year and what heavy hitters, what sales pitches they're going to give to the people to be like, no, you need to buy a PS5 or buy an Xbox X. You know what I mean? So I'm just really curious to see what they think people want and will sell a console, So that's kind of where we stand here. New decade, new year, new way of thinking. And I'm just happy to do this list with you, Winter. It was a very interesting group of games we got here.
Yeah, it was a good list. We got some unique thoughts about each one, and it was fun.
You have any last thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
Yeah, check me out on the social media under Trashbunk the Third, Trashbunk III. I try to post something every day of the week. Weekends are off, and have fun.
Absolutely. Same here. If you like more of this MOTN content, visit our website at mastersofnerdiversecast.com, where we have all of our episodes archived, and this one will be up fairly shortly. You can also visit our Twitter, which is at mnerdiverse, where we're clawing tooth and nail to get to 2,000 followers. So if you know anyone that likes nerdy podcasts and people who talk about Carnosaur and InfoWars way too much, then point them in our direction. And I'm sure they'll find something they'll like. Yeah, absolutely. I've, of course, been your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, Trashbunk the Third.
And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond ?